This is part 2 of putting a new engine in my 1997 NK Pajero. Last time we cleaned out the intake manifold, put new spark plugs in and pulled the junk motor out. From there we gave the donor engine a clean and a new lick of paint on the rocker covers. I decided to go for this pretty vibrant red to pay tribute to Mitsubishi's rallying background, but also just to give the engine bay a bit more colour. Here's the end result and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Whilst the rocker covers were off, I figured we might as well replace the gaskets because they were hemorrhaging oil, and it wasn't until then that I realised that we bought the wrong rocker cover gaskets. So I went back to work, ordered the right ones, and then chucked them back into the rocker covers. Whilst the access was good, we figured we may as well check up on the flywheel and the clutch on the donor motor, and turns out that both of them were looking pretty worse for wear. So we went back to the junk motor and took the flywheel and clutch off of that because they were pretty much brand new at the time the engine died, and then chucked them back onto this new motor. With all that done, we began chucking the new motor back into the patch. Turns out it proved way more difficult than we first thought, but eventually got there and started bolting everything back up. I would hate to be an auto electrician because despite how simple this engine is, the electronics and cables are a nightmare to remember and to plug back in. And after many more hours of putting the oversized jigsaw puzzle together, we were eventually ready to start her up. And of course we forgot to do up the ground on the starter motor, but we went back and fixed the loose ground, and sure enough, my face tells you guys how excited I was to have the car running again. After one more check for any leaks, I chucked a high-performance K&N panel filter in, hoping to gain a few extra horsepower by letting the motor breathe a little easier. And so finally, after sitting for nearly 2 months, my Paj was driving once again and ready for another trip. Drop us a follow or a comment if you guys are keen to see some Muddy Mitsu merch.